of the best ways too to revise is not only to, be reading through your notes, reading through your textbook, doing questions of course, but even think about writing your own questions. Think about taking, a dot point from the Board of Studies syllabus and trying to write a question for it. Write yourself a 1-mark question or a multiple choice or a 3-mark or a 5-mark question. Use some of those different verbs like explain or justify. Those are different sorts of skills. So write yourself questions and then answer them. Or give them to your friend to answer, swap questions over. Revise with your friends. Sometimes group work is a very collaborative way, to revise, because one, it helps you ensure your understanding if you're trying to explain it to one of your friends. So think about working together in small groups, but you do have to be productive, when you're doing it. You are working together and helping each other and clarifying ideas. And if you're still not sure on some of those ideas, well, don't forget, your teacher is still there. In this electronic age, you might even be able to send them an email to get them to, answer a question. Or like I said at the beginning, it's the night before the paper, we'll phone up the advice line. Get that point clarified so that you are very clear on, what you need to know before you're walking into that exam. Use the Board of Studies. They've got their online multiple choice where you can select, I'm going to do 15 multiple choice or 20 multiple choice, and they're just randomly picking them from past papers, and then they mark them for you, so that's even better, and they can tell you which ones you got wrong and right there on the spot, and the ones that you've got wrong, they'll tell you what the right answer is. So go back to it, use that to learn. And if you did every multiple choice question that there's ever been on the Board of Studies papers, you've covered all of the core content. It's just the difference sometimes in the depth that you've got to give when you're giving a longer answer. So really use that, and it's a quick way to revise and make sure that you're understanding everything. Okay, so I think just some of my my final bits of advice to you. Well, one, don't panic. Don't panic when you get into that exam. Try and keep calm. Take a few deep breaths. Like I said, start off with a few multiple choice to get yourself settled. Get a good night's sleep because, on the exam you don't want to be throwing away marks by making silly mistakes. By all rights, you should probably have 10 to 15 minutes to check through your paper. So don't sit there and think I've finished. Go back and check. Go back and check that you've included states, that you've, drawn arrows correctly. Don't put equal signs in your equations, that sort of thing. Add states, check your significant figures, check your units, all those sorts of things. You might be able to pick up an extra mark because you've inadvertently forgotten to do that while you were doing your question. So use that time wisely, and good luck. What can I say? I hope you all do well.